So.
Yeah, I'm really here because I'm really getting sick of work. Really, I work in this place. We develop photographs, which is, you know, a dying art, really.
Yes.
I mean, people. I mean, it's mostly people come in and they get them processed from their digital cameras now, because it used to be that I used to work with the silver nitrate and developing it. It was really fun, and then they brought in the machines. I've been doing this since I was 15. Really, I left school early because they let me do that. Because I was going to do the qualifications, but then I didn't. Anyway, that's beside the point. I've been working there since it was, you know, properly developing the photographs and through all of it. Yeah. And really, I should have really been made the boss of this place. But then they brought in someone from head office, and he is absolutely the most appalling man that you've ever met. I tell you what the main thing is, he's a pointer. You know, he's like, point. I can't stand point. It's like, just like goes through me. I did a feng shui course, and there's this thing called hidden arrows, where if you point things, then you just, it's like he's digging into my brain. Just point. Every time he says, look, Janine. My name's not even Janine, it's Jane. Look, Janine, this is what you have to do. And then I'm just like, I know how I've got to do. I know what I've got to do because I've been doing this since I was 15. I know what I've got to do. I know it's changed, but it hasn't changed that much. And it's a lot easier than it used to be. So that's something. But he's like, this is what you have to do, Janine. And he points at me. He's pointy, and I'm just saying, yes, I know what I've got to do, Malcolm. Except that's not his name. it annoys him, so I say that. I know what I have to do. And then he's like, no, you listen to what I have to say, Janine. And I'm waiting for him to say it, and then he eventually says it, and it's just tedious and rubbish, and it just doesn't make any sense at all, really. You know, I'm just looking in your camera because I'm fascinated by cameras. It's a really nice camera.
It's a video camera. It's a very small, very high resolution.
I know it's a video camera. I've seen a camera before. Obviously, I work with them every day. Well, I don't work with the cameras. I work with the... But I've seen the cameras. I know what they come on. But yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of what we do, video transfer. Now, if you want to transfer that to any... If you're no good at it, I mean, we do VHS, we do High 8, we do all the formats, really. You know, Super 8.
I remember Super 8.
Yeah, do you remember Super 8?
I do, yeah.
I don't remember Super 8, but I've seen it because we do have it every now and then.
So, if we could go back to this
the boss,
the boss. Yes. So, have you tried various forms of arbitration communication, perhaps a third party stepping in to try to negotiate the differences?
Well, I have told head office that I'm not really happy with the situation because I was expecting to be made boss anyway, but they didn't make me boss and they put him in. But the trouble is, I think he's related to somebody, so he's not really going to get. I mean, it's a family business, and although he hasn't got the same surname, I think he might be married to someone that's quite high up in it. So, you know,
I see. So you feel.
So I can't really do anything to stop him doing this, and he just comes in and he's like.
Is he aggressive towards?
He's aggressive, but he's aggressive in that really. I'm a calm man.
Yeah.
I'm a reasonable man.
Yeah.
Lorraine. And Lorraine's not my name either. And he's just, I'm a reasonable man.
Yeah.
But you have to, and he's just pointing and telling me what to do, and I just can't really get a word in edgewise. But he's so slow at speaking, I just can't. It just takes about half a day to even, you know, get the tiniest little... I think he's a little bit incompetent, because even though he is married to somebody high up, so you'd think he'd be more important than just like the manager of a branch.
Yes. So, this man seems to be, you paint a picture of somebody who can't really be argued with.
You can't argue with him, no.
But have other members of staff attempted to communicate with this man?
Well, that's the trouble. I'm the only one working there apart from him. I think he's probably frustrated because it's quite a menial job, really.
Yes.
And it's just a dying thing because people can get it done on the internet. They don't really come in. I'm surprised we're still going. I thought it was death now when they brought in digital, but you know, it's still there. So it's probably not that responsible a job, and he probably doesn't get paid that much. He gets paid more than me, obviously.
Yes.
And maybe he's just frustrated by me, but I'm frustrated by him. So work there longer. So
you wouldn't bring in a third party to arbitrate
well,
between
we
you
could
both?
do that, but as I'm saying, it's probably going to be somebody from the firm that's related to him, and
Yes.
they're going to not really listen to my point of view.
So you believe that in the hierarchy there's something of a conspiracy, as it were, that these people...
It's not a conspiracy, it's just obviously family business. Family's going to come first.
How long have you worked for the company? Since you left
Since I was
school?
15,
Since
I
you were
just said
15,
that.
yeah.
You're not listening.
Well, this isn't the issue. It's
It's not the issue, but I've been working there ages and I've got no respect, and I've got even less respect now that this man's just pointing his finger at me and
you have a
not
union
listening
membership.
to me. No, we don't. We're not allowed to join union.
Why are
I
you not
think there's
allowed to join a union?
Well, that's just the common thing these days. They make you sign your contract. I will not join a union. Okay.
So this man is in a position of absolute power over you, and you feel there's
Yes.
nothing at all you can do
Nothing I can
about
do.
this individual.
Completely and utterly powerless.
You might perhaps call in somebody to represent you as an
arbitration or
advocate.
something.
Well, there are advocacy organisations.
Yeah, like Citizen Advice Bureau, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I tried going there, but they're only open on Thursday morning between 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, except every day where I go there, really. It's never open, so there's no point, really.
There are other branches.
No, I've been to the other branches, they're the same thing.
They're all closed
They're all closed.
all the time.
All the time, and all of them are only open on Thursday between 11 and 12.
Right. And this is in the area where you live and
No,
work.
this isn't in the whole of London.
In the whole of London.
Yeah, I've been to loads of them.
Have you ever considered perhaps postally communicating with these people and phoning them up,
They
making an
don't
appointment?
Well, they don't answer their phones, and they don't answer their letters, so it's a bit pointless, really. I understand funding cuts and stuff, but can't get hold of them, really.
Have you ever considered that you may have met... does anybody else assist you in this pursuit of Citizens Advice Bureau? Do you have a partner or a friend you can turn to?
Well, I've got a boyfriend called Jeff, but he's not really much use, really.
A family, perhaps?
No.
I would recommend going to an advocacy organisation. I find it very hard to believe that you can't physically get in contact with the Citizens Advice Bureau. What hours do you work normally?
Most hours.
Most hours? All week?
All week.
Every day?
Well, yeah, I get Sunday afternoon off.
Huh. So you've been working 6.5 days a week since you left school?
Yeah.
Non-stop?
Yeah, well, I get to go home in the evening.
Do
But
you...
everything's closed in the evening. It's silly. They say, I mean, really, 24 hours. It's a city that's supposed to be like the capital of the world, and everything closes at 6 o'clock. Is when I leave work. It's stupid, really.
Have you always been the one person working under a superior in that branch?
Yeah.
And have you ever considered employment elsewhere?
Well, what's the point? I've got a job. Lots of people haven't got any jobs.
Can I ask, have you compared the wage that you're on compared to...
Well, I'm on. Well, it's gone up. So I've worked this since I was 15. Well, there didn't used to be a minimum wage, but now I'm on the minimum wage, so that's all right.
You're on the minimum wage?
Yeah, which is good because it didn't used to be any minimum wage to be on, and then it was really quite hard.
So you've been on the minimum, you've gone up to the minimum wage, you were beneath the minimum wage left
It's quite
school.
good, really. I'm really.
Can I ask how long you've worked for these people?
Since I was 15.
Yeah, but how many
No,
years?
it's not, I can tell you how many years I've been working.
Because
there.
I think
Rude.
you might want to factor these things in when you send an email to Citizen Advice Bureau or comparable advocacy organisation. I think the issue here is that you sound to me like you're being quite cleverly exploited by people, and I mean, I'd like to give you some perspective. I'd like to open your mind, give you a bit more idea that maybe this is not the career for you, and that somebody...
It's what I've been doing, and I was quite happy in it, except for him, who was really annoying. That's
How
the only problem
did
I've got
you
with
find
it
a
is
job originally?
It was there.
It was there.
There was a little sign in the window, and I went in and I got the job.
Right. Okay. What did the interview consist of?
Hello, do you want the job? Yes, I do. Thank you. All right, then start tomorrow.
And what kind of duties do you have in this job?
I told you I do helping the photography develop and taking the money and
Yeah.
talking to people. And all the stuff you do in a shop. What do you do in a shop? What do you think you do in a shop?
Everything.
And then the photography as well, yeah.
Everything.
And then
Right.
and clean up because they don't have a cleaner anymore, but I do that.
Oh, I see. So you do the cleaner's work, and you do the cashier, and you
Yeah.
do the negotiation, you do the ordering, and you do the stocking, and you make sure that.
And I process the photography, and I make
Oh,
sure
you process film.
Yeah, and then I make sure that the transfers are done onto
Uh-huh.
from the high end.
Yeah,
super
yeah.
and all that too.
And they have you doing literally everything. What does your boss do in Mr. Woolworth?
He points at me.
Right. He doesn't actually have any of these other responsibilities or hands-on
No,
duties.
sorry,
He just
point.
he points.
Tells me what to do.
Uh-huh.
And I know what to do because I've been working here since I was 15.
How many branches do they have?
8?
Have you met the employees in the other branches?
No.
And this
I did hear though, right?
Uh-huh.
It's quite well because I am not allowed to wear trousers in my branch. So I was like, well, and they're like, well, no employee is allowed to wear trousers. And I'm like, what about? Because I did hear that there is one branch where there's this bloke, and I'm like, well, he has to wear a skirt then, does he? They're like, no, he can wear trousers. Well, that's not fair. But they were just assuming that we were all women, is the thing, and the wording was a bit. But obviously, even though the wording was that way, they still let him wear trousers, even though they just assumed that he was a woman too. But I haven't met him. I just heard about him and I asked about him in my last supervisor because she said something because she's the one that told me that I have to wear a skirt to work.
Is there a problem wearing a skirt? Do you have to wear the same
I
outfit?
don't have to wear it. Yeah, it's a sort of a uniform. I don't really have a problem wearing a skirt. It's
Yes.
just the fact that I'm not allowed to wear anything. I'm not allowed to not wear a skirt.
Right.
I mean,
Is there any other practices happening in this? I mean, I find it. This is very strange. This is very strange. You do realise that you should be making several times. If I may guess your age, you should be making a considerable amount more
no.
than you're actually
No,
making.
no. If I've got friends. I mean, I say I've got no family. I've got friends. They're all on pretty much minimum wage, and they've all been working for years.
What hours do you work during the day?
Like 8:30 to 6 o'clock.
Uh huh.
Don't pay me for my lunch break though, because they let me have one, but they don't pay me for it.
So you consider this to be quite normal
It is normal.
way of life? I think you're being ruthlessly
I
exploited.
think I probably am, but it's still quite normal.
Would you consider leaving this job and
I
reporting
would,
it to?
but they're all like this.
Uh-huh.
It's all very well you're hoity-toity, I'm a therapist, sort of.
Yes.
I'm a professional, I've got
Yes.
thousands of years of experience and,
No.
and qualifications and bits of paper and shit like that.
Do you feel secure in this job despite your boss?
Not really, because I mean it's a photography job. How long are they going to last? Really? I'm surprised it's still there.
Hmm.
I'm always surprised. I pass them in my car, I'm like, oh, it's still there. Can't believe it. Oh, amazing.
Do you have any hobbies or activities? Or sort of?
Well, I'll get home
Yeah.
and maybe put something in the microwave and then I'll watch something on the TV. Me and Jeff. I'm surprised I met Jeff. Come to think of it, I don't get much free time, but I used to go to a lot of clubs when I was younger and I met him one of them.
Oh.
But not anymore because it's quite expensive. Yeah, you look at the price of a cocktail. It's more than an hour wage. You don't want to really pay for that, really.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really do that anymore. But we sometimes get a couple of cans of cider in, something like that. So then we might drink, or we might not, because that's quite expensive these days.
Yeah.
And we have something to eat, and we watch telly, and we go to bed. So sex, that's my hobby. I do that. That's a bit of a relaxation, really.
Do you find your boss has any attraction to you or any kind of
Oh, I
relationship?
hope
with that
not.
time? Yes.
No, it's a whole pointy thing. It's like, oh no, I hope
Right.
not.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I would definitely recommend that you're in the wrong job. I think you should look around at other work as soon as possible.
Well, no, I have sort of vaguely looked, but I said there's no point because there isn't any other better job.
I also think they're ruthlessly exploiting you and should have paid you several times what you paid for a
everyone
number
is
of years.
being ruthlessly exploited. So it's not like I'll be in any better position anywhere else. And I've just started and I haven't got all these years of experience, so they've got, whereas at least I've got the sort of consistency, is that the word? Consistency of still working there, knowing where I am, knowing where I'm supposed to go. No, it's not that far from my house, so.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah.